Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday now. It's just a little wet. It's not really slick. It didn't get as cold as I thought it would. It only got down to about 36, 37 last night. Not an uncommon occurrence. Normally they don't quite get it right. It stays a little warmer than they think. Or the water, the precipitation, there's what I'm looking for, just doesn't come as far south. So, first thing I'm going to do is take the kiddo back there to daycare. And I've been tasked with getting milk and bread and some stuff like that. Now, I'm kind of right on the edge of the procedure not hurting anymore. Okay. You just like watching yourself in the reflection, don't you?
Yeah.
But I've been tasked with milk and bread, some stuff like that, so we're going to get that done. Like I said, I'm right on the edge of the procedure from yesterday, not really hurting too much. Hopefully it'll stop hurting so I can go and get the beer moved around. If not, then we'll just put that off till tomorrow. But first steps, getting her over to daycare. We are at Hy-Vee. That's one of our little, I guess it's not even technically a little grocery store chain. It's based out of Kansas City. Fairly big up there, so I don't want to say Publix if you're watching this from anywhere out of the area, but like a Publix or an Albertsons or something like that, just a little smaller. So, yeah, so we're going to go in there, milk, bread, and I need to look for some coffee because I'm just about out of that top of the morning. And by the time I get it, I'll be out of coffee because it took, I want to say like 3 weeks to get it the first time. But it was when it was still fairly new, so, you know, who knows. And I want to try the Carlin Brothers coffee, I think, next. Other than that, we're going to get some basically some stopgap coffee to, fill the gap while we're waiting on the other stuff. So let's get in there. Milk, bread, coffee. So it looks like they have stopped carrying what we normally get. We usually get the really, really cheap one. It's like 80 cents. We tend to avoid these because they mold real bad for some reason. So, yeah, I'll have to call an audible on this one. So there's the choice of coffee. I don't know, I just don't see what I normally would get, and normally I go to a little coffee shop here in town, but last few times I went, they've gotten very, very expensive, so need to save a few bucks here and there. This is what we got. See if there that you would suggest? Alright, so there's our bounty. I think it's time to get out of here and get home, get to work. So that was a little bit of the inside of Hy-Vee. I don't know if you noticed from the little, video I did of the cart before we checked out, they had pickled Doritos. So we got those to give those a try. And yes, we got our eggnog. We have to have eggnog. The kiddo, if I tell her it's eggnog, she won't drink it. But if I let her think it's milk, she loves it and always wants more. So, little kid stuff. Yeah, so if the sound sounds a little different, they were blaring country music in there, Christmas music in there. And I don't want to hit any of the copyright stuff, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of basically voiceover when I edit it. So if it sounds a little different, that's why. We went with the, what was the coffee? Oh, the Brazilian roast there, the Starbucks one. It was $7 for 9 ounces instead of $7 for, I think, 12 or 13 ounces. But I'm to the point anymore where I want quality over quantity. And the flavor profile sounded interesting. I'll show you a little more when we get back to the house and I can get a little better shot of it. It's the car doesn't make for the most conducive spot to film. They also walked past the scratcher machine. I don't know if anybody even really cares, but they've got like basically plastic scratchers this year, so I thought that was a little different. Because normally they're paper, so this year they're plastic. Who knows? Anyway, that was our little trip to Hy-Vee. We're going to go home now and get the stuff in the fridge that needs to get in the fridge and get to work. So we barely made it back in time for work. I got about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute before I had to log in. Like I said, I do have to apologize. We don't have the best lighting in the house. So let's see if I can find some way to remedy that in the future. But just glad I made it back in time to sign in for work and not be late. Anyway, I'm going to go to work and have a McRib for breakfast. So I am feeling good enough, I think, to go ahead and go to the brewery and try to get that beer moved around. I'm, still a little sore, so I have to go at it a little slower than I normally would like. But if I don't do it now, I just have to do it tomorrow, so might as well go get it done. I also got to return that modem since we bought that new one. It works fine, so we'll return this one, get that for 12 or 15 bucks a month off the internet bill. Yeah, so we're gonna go move stuff around, return the modem, and then I think tomorrow night we are going to go to the botanical gardens in town. Also, I forgot the exact name of it, but it's a name, and then Japanese stroll gardens. They apparently have some sort of like Christmas light display, so I'm going to take the kiddo up there. She didn't get a chance to see it yet, and let her look at that. So we'll do what we can with the camera. It is just an S10 Plus, so it may or may not show up good. I haven't really tried to take videos in the dark with it, but hopefully it'll work fine, and you guys can kind of see what's going on with that. But now we're off to MediaCom, and probably grab something to eat on the way there, but off to MediaCom. Going to return that modem, then off to the brewery to, move some beer over. So I'm doing a little bit of final checking on our Imperial Maple Oatmeal Stout. It'd help if I could talk. And let's play a little game. That's the iPhone SE 2020 sitting down there. Let's play the game I like to call, is the flashlight on or off? Give you a couple seconds here. All right. If you said on, you're the winner. All right, guys, so we're going to sanitize our bright tank. Basically, we got the beer done. We don't want any bad things happening to it. And that's pretty simple. It's just about 3 of these, and a percentage of that needs to be sanitized, and then we let it run for just a little bit. Nothing too main or too extreme. Now, unfortunately, since we are, a working facility, it's going to be a little loud back here. There's not much I can do about that. Since I am the only person back here, and I will be working with some high-powered chemicals that will completely burn your lungs if it gets stuck in one of these, I'm going to take this off for now. So, with that said, sit back. I'll probably go ahead and speed this up so you're not watching 15 minutes of nothing, and let me know if you've got any questions. Just poured the sanitizer, so they can get 2 more buckets of water in here first before I put this. So I'm just gonna stick it over here. Don't go sniffing any chemical, but just with it sitting there, it smells like vinegar, so it's an acid. Again, safety, Kim glove. always make sure if you take chemistry classes, they tell you this, you're putting your aster base into the water, and not the other way around, because if something splashes, whatever you're putting it into is going to be what splashes out. So if you're putting it into aster base, you're putting water into that, you're going to be splashing the aster base out. If you're putting the aster base into the water, you'll just be splashing water out. Now we just got to get the pump hooked up. After we get the pump hooked up, we don't want to just turn it on and leave it. This is cold. We've got hot water in there right now, and I can actually feel it right now to equalize the pressure out of the taste support here. So we got to pulse it a few times, equalize the pressure so we don't either explode that or implode that. So it's very important. Don't make that mistake. It's a costly mistake. Now, since we'll be moving beer, we want to put our sight glass on this. I don't have them in the ready button, so let me go grab one. So this is a sight glass. Basically what it is it goes in place of the hose, and it's just a little different piece of glass. You can see what you're looking at, or see what you're doing. Get that hooked up now. Just dry clamp, gasket, pretty basic stuff. Notice I'm not wearing my safety glasses right now. I don't have anything out and about that really would hurt me, so I'm not too worried about wearing safety glasses right now. Let's see. Here it is. Bad thing about our hoses, they are a bit too long. Normally we would be sanitizing this with our sanitizing solution, but since we're actually sanitizing, like full sanitize on this, I'm not worried about it because it's going to go through these hoses and get all sanitized up anyway. Ouch. If you don't pinch your fingers at least once, you're not doing something right. So again, a little more control over what we're doing. One. Now putting these up and holding them up by yourself, these big long hoses, not the easiest thing in the world to do. The hoses themselves are not, super heavy. They're 25, 30 pounds of hose. I'm trying to hold it up there and swing one of these around. Not the easiest part of it. So, if you don't get lined up just right, it doesn't like it. Come on. There we go, finally. So what's in there, I can actually, got one apart back here that was cleaned recently. I can show you what it is. Let me go get it after I get this on there. So what we're doing, this arm here is our cleaning arm. At the end of that cleaning arm on the inside, how well you guys can see it, it's one of these, it's a cleaning ball. So it hangs in there like this. Water comes up through this, or our sanitizer, and shoots out these holes and sprays the entire inside. It's not, 100% effective, it's like 99, 98, so it does a really good job. But yeah. Each one of these has one of those in there, and it's just called clean in place ball, and it just cleans and sprays all over the inside. We got to hook this last one up to the pump, then we're going to pulse it a few times to bring that interior temperature up. so it doesn't, implode or explode on us. Should be an implode. Once that gets up to temperature, it only technically needs like a minute contact time. I usually let it go for about 5 or 10 minutes. At that point, after that 5 or 10 minutes, we'll drain it out. Then we'll get everything hooked up to our fermenter, which is this one over here that's got we're calling it Trial Alpha. It's basically an experimental brew that I did. Should end up tasting like blueberry muffins. Right now, the beer itself tastes like bran. We haven't added blueberries yet. I'll be doing that. After this gets sanitized and drained, I'll pressurize it with some CO2. The CO2 neutralizes the sanitizer, so it'll fill it all out. We'll purge it, so we'll fill, dump, fill, dump, fill, dump a few times. I'll put our blueberry concentrate we made in here at that point, and then we'll close it up. And after we close it up, we'll transfer the beer from here to here. All right, I'm gonna plug this in, and it'll start going. When that goes, it'll be really loud, so I will probably cut the audio so you guys don't have to listen to it. But get this plugged in, get all of our valves open, we'll start the process. In order to help equalize the pressure, I left the tasting port open. And I'm going to put this underneath there to catch any little drips or anything that happens. We'll be using this on that side. I'll use a different sanitizing solution for this though, so it doesn't have to go through all this and I have to try to not drop it or something. So we'll get this sanitized here in just a minute. Oh, it'll quit rolling on me. Let's see. So we're hooked up, we're open. Oh no. Well, we're open enough. We're open here. We're open here. Chemicals in here, so before I go releasing it, go. Let's check for the leaks. I know you guys can't see it, but it's filling up here. Got some air bubbles burping out, and done. The whole tube is full. So, I'm going to plug in our pump now. With that high-pitched hum, the little squeal, we're plugged in. Go pulse it a few times. That way we can make sure that we hear everything working. And it is working. No, it wasn't working. Sounds like we've got a void somewhere in the hose we'll have to work out. So, yay. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's right here. That's equalizing the pressure. That's why we just can't turn it on and leave it. Like I said, we were to turn it on and leave it, it would just implode and then we'd lose the brine tank. Once this stops equalizing so hard, we're pretty much good just to turn it on and leave it. Yeah, we're good to go. That's not equalizing anymore. So I'll turn this on, let it run 5-10 minutes, come back, then get it hooked up to this guy over here so we can get everything going. While that's doing its thing, I'll get the other sight glass sanitized and get it all hooked up here and get it ready to go. So I don't know where it ended. I wasn't aware that with this program there's a file size limit. Hopefully it's recorded everything. I've just not been explaining this into nothing. If not, I've got other beer to move over at some point. I'll just kind of go back over it with you guys. Hopefully enough that's there, I can salvage it. But I'm pretty sure this is in there. What we're doing now is just purging it with CO2 to
We're actually at 12. But we're purging it with CO2 to neutralize the sanitizer and push out all the oxygen. But I've got a containment unit set up. It's taking it right outside. No need to worry about it. So this is number 2. We do it like 3 or 4 times. It's going to get loud. And then you're going to turn on the fan, so I apologize. So we've got that purge of oxygen, it's got CO2 in it, everything's neutralized. Now the last thing we have to hook up is from arm to arm to neutralize or equalize the pressure. And I don't know if I caught it last time because I didn't know there was a file size limit on this. So these longer videos, I have to find a different program to record them with. But I rammed my, just on the butt side of the hip, right into that door handle. And that's the side that's got that little seton in it. Oh buddy, that's the part that we just got tightened the other day. Ooh, pretty sure it's already bruised too, and I don't bruise that easily. But anyway, we're not here to care about that. Let's get this unhooked. Let's hook up our third hose from here to here, and let's get the beer moved. Too heavy and too long for its own good. So when we do start doing this, we'll open this up first, along with that one, just so the gas pressures can equalize. Once again, we don't want any explosions or implosions. Once that's done, we'll open up from that side first, so we can fill the hose up. Then once that's done, we'll open up this side, so we can put in here. Like I said, it's not hard. What we do have though is we'll have that turned between 600 to 800, towards anyone up to about 1200, so the 3600 we were using to clean this one. But let me stop rambling and get another gasket so we can put one on there. Moving sanitizer. And it's in there. Okay, time to equalize pressure. Do it slowly. Okay, this is full of air now. That. Equalize out about 2.5, 3. Okay, it's done equalizing. Now we'll open this up. Make sure we're all connected here and everything's off. So I have, once again, as much control as possible. this entire hose up. It'll take you just a minute. There it goes. Nice clear beer, nice amber color. Now we're into the pump. We're into this. Go ahead and open this up. Some blueberry puree back flowing some, but we'll get pushed back in there. There we go. I need to get that hooked up now. So at 720, that's a pretty good spot for it to be. Alright, we'll just go ahead and start it. We watch for this to run out. When it runs out, shut it all off. I don't know how well you can see it from there, but we can't see that stuff's moving. When that's done, we'll pressurize this to 12 psi. That way it helps carbonate the beer the extra little bit it needs. Just kind of sit and wait. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys over so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. See it moving? Wait for that to stop moving, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we got everything transferred over. I'm gonna have to learn this recording system a little better. I'm gonna fight with it here in a minute. It's looks like I cut a couple of my recordings on you guys, so I don't know what you've seen, what you haven't seen. But we got everything moved over. As you see, the sight glass over there is clear. Over here still has a little beer, and there's nothing we can do about that. Now that it's all moved over, we've got our pump off. Now it's just a matter of getting everything unhooked and not making giant mess. Okay, so I gotta apologize. Like I said, I don't know what, well, I shouldn't say I don't know what. I'm still learning the new software. Obviously, by the looks of it, it's not gonna record very long extended time, so I'll have to find a different one for that. But we got it moved over. We got our blueberries in it. Nice, clear. Smells about like a blueberry muffin. Not getting much of the blueberry, but oh, there it is. That might be all right then. But it will take it a day or two to get into solution. So muffiny and blueberry. So yeah. But now I just gotta get all that mess cleaned up. Once again, apologize. I don't know what it recorded, what it didn't record. Until I get to looking and I'm done here and I get to editing stuff. So sorry about that. I doubt there'll be anything else to record tonight. So thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.